How's everyone doing? We got ourselves a little bit of gameplay here. A random quick play match with some Wascot. I am going to go over some things about how games aren't necessarily lost or won in the early stages of the game. And comebacks do happen. It's possible to come back from a losing situation. As you'll see here, we almost lose this game entirely through being a little careless. I think the important thing, the lesson of this match will be to not get overconfident in the later stages of the game. You might be winning a few annihilators, you might have gotten a lot of kills early on, you're feeling pretty good about the game, and then suddenly things start falling apart. You start getting killed one by one, suddenly before you know it the other team is caught up with you in levels, and you are getting pushed back, your towers are falling, before you know it your money balls down. So we're going with this. The early match doesn't go super well for us. We lose a lot of, they get a few kills in. For the most part, it's not terrible. It's mostly just the gunner's on top. He's harassing a little bit. Sort of making it hard for me to jungle for the most part, since I gotta make sure, yeah, right here he's up there. Sort of back out. I don't feel confident enough going 1v1 against him at this point. I want to wait a level or two. I'm sure a better player with a level advantage, already had a level advantage over him, and probably a better player could have handled it, but it's a quick match. I don't want to take any real risks. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep an eye on him, make sure I'm aware of where he is, and just proceed to kill some bots. Down here, I'm going to go ahead and aggro that bot. I was trying to make sure our turret shield didn't go down so they could take pot shots at it, but in the end, didn't really matter, and I kind of exposed myself a little too much to a lot of damage from the bomb and the tracking missile. Better healers on the ball, getting patched up. Grabbing some armor so I can... armor basically lets you make more mistakes. And you see right there, we lose a player. Really watch your position on Bullet Gorge. Bullet Gorge, more than any other map, is really popular for people to play veteran on both sides. It's a very easy place for you to get gripped and die, just from being ringed out. So I'm sure using this. Basically, the easiest way to avoid being clawed is to put yourself sort of next to a wall, so that if you see it coming, you can at least sort of dart behind that wall. And if even you get grabbed, you'll just kind of sit there and get stunned a little bit. Here I overshoot a little bit on that hook, but main goal is to get up here. At this point, I feel like I can take him on with some with Party Pooper and Shitty Shuffle, but he bails. And at this point, I go ahead and I don't feel like taking on the assault, so I go ahead and leave because both my cooldowns are down. So I'm going to retreat back for a bit. My goal here is hoping that the gunner would try to pop back up, and I was right. He does pop back up. So I'm sort of just poke at him a little bit. Try to discourage him from coming up while I take care of the get myself to the gremlins here, get a little more experience. A little risky there, leveling up at that point. Just by the sheer knowing that they've been up there, they know I'm up there. It's a little risky to do that. At this point, I see an opportunity for a kill, so I'm going to go in there, assist, and kind of seal the kill. But a kill's a kill, no matter who gets it. And it's a grapple kill too. Grappling is risky because it obviously it roots you, meaning that other players come in, but it's also beneficial because a grapple kill is another extra $50 add to your score. At this point, as I kind of predicted, the combat girl is starting to set up, so I need to sort of deal with her. She's getting hit by gremlins, so I can mess with her, but the assault's on the ball the entire game. He knows that his teammates are in trouble, so he's going up there to go ahead and help her out, and they're all sort of around there. I figured at this point it was going to be a lost cause, but I decided to go ahead and it's kind of hard to predict when to help your team, when to just push, because the first hours wasn't that big of a deal, but I decided that they're vulnerable at this point, they're very low life. I go ahead and kill the combat girl first, because her turrets go away when she dies. Support's turret does not, so don't kill the support thing. He's going to lose his turret when you do that. I go ahead, tower dive at him, but I don't pull it off. And luckily I have my hook and I can get out of there pretty fast. Another important thing is I also had cancel this away. So we get the first Annihilator. Like I said, first Annihilator doesn't mean anything for the most part. It gives you a nice advantage, but at the same time, you spend 1,000 that could have been spent on other places. Go ahead and get easy kill here. Watch your back. Turrets do not mean you're entirely safe. If you're low enough, a player can easily dive you and get out of there. So be careful. Don't rely too much on towers to save you from everything. They're nice to turn if you're on high life, but if you're on low life, you can easily die. Or even if you're on high life, you can still die if they're at least he's got a nice setup for you. A little coordination can easily make up for a turret, particularly tank, veteran, assassin, stunning turrets. They can easily take you down. Assault's on the ball, easily able to get out of the gank. At this point, I gotta go back. I gotta make sure our turret stays up. A little out of range for that ejector, but it did kill, I think, one bot. And at that point, I'm taking damage from the gunner, so I'm going to back off. Go ahead and try to take these bots out safely. I see a churro. Going to go ahead and grab that and finish him off. But yeah, first Annihilator, you have choices. You can either concede it to their team and just push heavily. At that point, it won't even matter because for the most part, you'll be so pushed up that your new bots that spawn will meet up with the old ones that you'd push back. So, as long as you're pushing aggressively, you can counteract the effects of a Annihilator. Just make sure that you're aware of your health and not being too aggressive. Otherwise, you'll be easily picked off after the Annihilator's over with because you'll take that Annihilator damage. Because if you're always going to die at the Annihilator, then you're just feeding your team, or you're just feeding their team, and they're going to have their bots way more pushed up, and they'll be in a nice position to take out some of your early turrets. So, just think about the situation. Talk to your team. In some situations, you won't be able to do that. Communication will be poor, and you'll have to just do what you can. Just look at the situations. How aware has the team been? Like I said, they had a pretty on-the-ball assault, so I'm not sure if I could have really easily pushed during that first Annihilator, so I went ahead and went in for that Annihilator. Decent ejector. Right here, heavily trying to kill out Fuji, because I do not want the turret to be vulnerable. And right here, just going a little back and forth with the assault. The veteran there had my idea. He went ahead and spawned a bot. I'll try to attack their Genitol. And right here, I'm just desperately trying to keep that turret alive for as long as possible. You generally don't want to take hits from bots, but if it means the difference between losing a tower or not, then go ahead and take the hits. Get yourself some armor plating. Right there, I have a lot of armor I can grab. I see an opportunity here to take out that turret, so I'm going to go ahead and whip out my gun and just Waskat's gun is kind of hard for this purpose, but she's their Gunslinger's a little distracted, so I'll easily take that down. I see that Assault trying to mess with our turret on up there. There's the support laid down, so try to mess them a little bit. Sometimes it's good to try to distract people who are juiced, sort of waste their juice. See an opportunity here for a gank. Gonna go from behind, but he flew out before I could really do this. It's kind of a waste. But I do manage to pick up a kill on the Gunslinger. Little wasted juice there, but I was kind of hoping he would not bail. Right here, once again. Don't get the assault, but we're going to get the combat girl. Like I said, if there's two cats up and she's low in life, go ahead and try to go for her, because she will. You can easily kill the both cats by killing her. Otherwise, you want to not risk it, because 3 or 4 cats with her, with them buffed by her ability, that will kill you pretty fast. And right here, I think we're getting ready for the next Annihilator. Debuffing the gunner. Give us a little time to kill this. Kill off that veteran. Probably shouldn't have grappled him there. Probably should just attacked him, but whatever. And yeah, right now they're kind of pushed back, so we got a pretty clean Annihilator. Unfortunately, right here, I think the Assault knows that he probably is not going to get the Annihilator, so he was very aggressive, beat me to the ejector. And you see right here, we're going to easily take it. Yeah, when you go for Annihilator, body block the other guy, try to eat any sort of attacks they would take, grapple people to hold them down. Right here, they're going to team fight. Like I said, see, the Assault had the right idea. Don't do this. They're just going to lose the entire team. So they lost Annihilator, and they're almost entirely wiped. And now the Assault's got to back off. He can't keep pushing anymore because he's by himself. So he's got to back off or he's going to die. And right here I am. Turrets will go for pros first, but they will attack whatever they're attacking until it dies. So it gives you a lot of opportunity to attack something right here. And I got to back off because that one Shady Bot died. Shady Bots give you a few seconds of damage time, but they're not the best. Really, one of those Fujis, once they start attacking the Fujis, you can go in there and pretty much kill it if you're left untouched. I'm going to try to get some more shots off on it. Like I said, think of your different angles. Eventually, that gunslinger is going to realize what's going on. One nice thing about the coin launcher, while it's not the best gun, people tend to forget that it's a they're being shot at on occasion. It takes a few seconds sort of for that to click. And once again, here is the veterans trying to go with me. I bail out of there because my shovel is used up, and I'm low in life as it is, so that's not a very optimal battle. And I sort of got into a bad situation there. I'm going to try to discourage the other pros from going in there while I juice up and go ahead and take down these bots. Don't be afraid to use juice for killing bots. It's a really good use of juice. I'm going to stun that. Croak, from what I can tell, it does stun bots for 1 second, so you can use that on there. I'm just going to go ahead and paddle these away. There goes down the Fuji. Trying to reduce aggro here, but it doesn't work. Went ahead and didn't wait too low because I'm a little nervous about getting attacked. Because that Assault has been pushing this lane pretty hard, so just clean up the bots that the ejector didn't get. I see another opportunity to eject right there. Was kind of hoping those scramblers wouldn't see me. Bot AI is a little weird at times, so I was hoping they would not see me, so I could also kill them with the ejector. And at this point, I realized that their turret's shielded, so my opportunity to kill there was lost. This is interesting because I actually managed to get a kill here. Good example of how people can forget about the coin launcher. I managed to get a kill right there with it, so and I got to bail because the gunner has shown back up. He's a couple levels behind me right now, so I was able to survive being ambushed by him. Do be aware of enemy levels, because even a level or two can make a difference in a fight. And just going to go ahead and take that turret down and push in a little more. And here I start getting a little greedy, and this is where people start to lose. You overextend a little bit, you get killed, and right there you see I just skip my death, and we're back in. So now we're pushed back a ways. Once again, it's a bad ejector. Remember that the lip of the bridge is not a valid target for it. At this point, 2 Fujis on me. Hurt a lot, so I'm going to regen a little bit before I go back in there. It is close to Annihilator, but I did spawn bots anyway, because my goal for those Fuji bots was basically to kill these Fuji bots. I didn't expect them to survive the Annihilator if we didn't get it. So going back in here. And so getting the coins from that. Like I said, bots you spawn will give you money for bots they kill, so definitely worth it. Right here, get a nice de-shuffle counter on that guy. That'll pretty much help us secure the Annihilator. Right here, I'm going from behind, going to distract them while they deal with my team. With the gunslinger separated, the Assault's got to probably back off. Yeah, bouncer, a little annoying to deal with. But that's good though. We're fine though. Kill that, get some experience from it. And there it goes. At this point, note that turret's gone down, so kind of an awkward spot for a commando because you can't really go too far, you know, you'll die. Like right there, and just not a lot you can do about it. So just kind of watch your team, protect them. Should have crooked hook there, stunned him, so he could have gotten that grapple earlier, but did not take advantage of that. And really all you can really do as a commando, unless you're, with the exception of possibly, once again, Combat Girl's game is being a little too aggressive. It's going to kill her bots, really hurt the defensive capabilities. But really here as a commando, unless you're an assassin who can sort of dart in and out of the turrets, you just want to basically focus on the bots. Pick off players where you can, don't forget them, but you can pick off bots just fine as a commando. So just keep that in mind, kill them so your future waves can keep marching in. I'm sure as you get better, you can always get a little greedier. Like, I was tempted to kill that that gunslinger, but honestly, it was not worth the risk of me dying. Once again, I'm gonna turret dive here a little bit, but I managed to avoid. I got hit with a slow, but can't slow this saved me from that. Right there, if you look at it, that was a complete bug with Shitty Shuffle. I used it, got grappled anyway, and it popped on cooldown. That annoys, very annoying bug. I really hope they fix it at some point, but it's one of those bugs kind of hard to show. But there's, just rewind and check that grapple out again for the veteran. I had used Shitty Shuffle and I still got grappled. And right here, this is what I'm talking about. You got to be careful about the about what's going on with the team for the most part. I kept thinking that the gunner was under-leveled, but he's not. He is, at this point, I think, over my level, because he has been killing us a bit. And that I paid the price for that. I tried to kill that veteran, and I stayed in too long, and I just don't get overconfident when you're winning. This is going for Chicky, because, of course, Chicky helps, but at this point, I make the same mistake twice. I go down there, try to help a teammate, but at this point, I'm over... at this point, the rest of the team comes down and kills me again. And I added myself back in, as it should have worked. So we're going back up. Someone spawned a... At this point, we gotta watch out because they are now heavily pushing. They've gotten their levels back up. They are making a coordinated effort to take down our towers and catch up. And we are ignoring that for the, I guess, for the jackbot on the other lane. And at this point, once again, as you see right there, Shitty Shuffle was used, and I died. I would have probably died anyway, but at least we got some damage off. I don't like that, and that needs to be fixed. I don't mind if I'm too late on it, but using the cooldown is just adding insult to injury. Now, this is a strategy where a problem with this is a gamble strategy. Is basically spawning a jackbot right before the Annihilator, and basically instead of actually trying to get the Annihilator, they're stalling. As you'll see here, while they're all dying one by one, that jackbot has gone down to our money ball, and you're going to find that we pretty much lose. At this point, money ball's now down, as where I died, and we still get the Annihilator, but they had jackbot fresh from the spawn for free. So it's a gamble, but at this point we have no turrets left on our money ball, so we have to make sure the lanes can't push back at all. And it's definitely, if they make a strong push like that a second time, they can easily make a comeback. You see this point now the gunner's ahead of me in levels, so don't think you can you're finished just because you fell behind a little bit. It's definitely possible to get ahead, to get back in the game. And very lucky to not die there because I got clawed into scramblers, so nothing I would have done would have saved me. And just gonna finish up some things here. Now you're probably wondering why there is a neutral bouncer that just grabbed me. Certain classes that have throws can toss down neutral bouncers into the other area. It's a very cheap way to get yourself a free bouncer. It can backfire because obviously it's neutral, so it can go after your team just as likely as it can go after the other team. and even if it does go after the other team, it will give them money and drops upon death. So it's kind of a desperate move, but it can be useful. It's something to keep in the back of your mind if you have a throw that a grapple that will throw the other enemy. You know, just always be aware of what you can do. At this point, you see here the Fuji bot is taking hits for me, so I'm gonna go back there, get a few swings off before it dies. And now the running was gone down. And at this point, we're pretty safe. We've been fairly pushed back here. Their towers are going down, their money ball's down, and I think we're gonna be able to keep the money ball down for the most part. They spawned a jackpot as a last ditch effort to stay in this game. Sort of push back a little bit, and not a terrible move, as they can they can make a comeback. Like I just made a comeback apparently, because we have no turrets. And just an FYI, I don't think ejectors actually affect jackpots. It did kill the Fuji, but it will not damage a jackpot at all. But it is also worth using in case they try to use it on you to get you separated from the jackpot. But spawning jackpots are a gamble because you can buy 2 juices, which easily kill enemy jackpots if you use them properly. But in this case, they did have a shot that we have no turrets left, so a backdoor strategy is actually quite viable. Just make sure you're watching the top of the bot lanes, and just be careful, be aware, and don't get overconfident with your pushing. So just watch it. Just be aware that it's not always over just because your money ball's down. Like, they pulled off a risky strategy, and for a while it worked there. We had to rush back to our money ball. If we had lost it, it'd been really over. But luckily, we got the Annihilator and we're able to recover from that. But if you're not careful up here, another player can easily lead the bots back down to your base and make it a sort of a money ball race. At this point, the money ball is going to go down soon. I am dead here. I am not editing it out because the money ball is going to pretty much go down while I am dead. So I'll just leave it running. But the main thing to learn here is that just because you lose a first Annihilator or 2 does not mean you're necessarily out of the game. As you see there, the gunner who was behind pretty much the whole game has now come back on top. He managed to beat me at level 15. They managed to get our money ball down, destroy all our towers, despite having a serious tower deficit most of the game. So never say never in this game. It's always possible to exploit the enemy's overconfidence and get back ahead. And that's the game for you. You see there, I was 13-6. I was like 9-0 for the longest time until I started getting overconfident and dying a lot, which fed the other team quite a bit of money for my bounty. So just be careful, and I will see you all next time. You can see me get a gift here if you haven't seen it before. There you go. Open it, and that's a gift. And I'll see you all next time.
To throw a slumber party to orchestrate a murder.